Welcome back to BBC World News. Now, India is closing in on 1 million coronavirus cases. We've seen another record spike in the last 24 hours with another 30,000 confirmed infections. Tamil Nadu is in the south of the country and is the second worst hit Indian state after Maharashtra. I've been speaking to the actor Kamal Haasan, star of 200 films in 6 languages. He also set up a political party back in 2018. Now, he's been vocal on coronavirus and on a recent police brutality case when a father and son died in police custody in Tamil Nadu after being beaten and tortured. It's been dubbed India's George Floyd moment. I started by asking him about how alarmed he was by the rapid rise in COVID cases.
Quite alarmed in the sense of the lack of transparency from the governments, both central and the state, and also a certain amount of complacency which is settled in among the populace. They think it'll go away. There's need to be more propaganda on the dangers of what happens when it spreads to the rural areas.
I'll come back to that thought in a moment, but you've released a song to create a sense of positivity around lockdown. Now, I'm going to put that on the screen before I ask you another question or two. Kamal, why do you think we're seeing the numbers spiking as they are in India? What do you make of the government's response?
I think first it was wishful thinking, and now we're trying to catch up. I mean, we should have been more careful, but that's water under the bridge, and no use talking about it. What we have to do now is to make the citizen participate responsibly in this movement to save all of us. And we are talking about the world now.
And how do you actually do that? If you can't elongate lockdown, because we've seen incredibly restrictive measures put in place in different parts of India, if you can't elongate that, then what do you end up doing?
I think we'll have to get used to the idea, not get panicked. That's why the song, the hope about surviving, we have survived much worse compared to other viral diseases like Marburg or Ebola. I think COVID has been kind. It killed, there's less mortality in this, but we have to be careful about how we treat them and where we treat them. Not all can crowd the hospitals.
In terms of that basic point about receiving treatment, the government keeps insisting people who need treatment are getting it. Is that your experience on the ground?
Well, like all government machineries, there is efficiency and inefficiency in parts. So what I think is citizen engagement is very necessary. Instead of alarming them or trying to police them, you'll have to make them participate. And that's what we are trying to do in our movement, where we are taking them into confidence, because COVID is here to stay for quite some time.
I mentioned in our introduction you've been a leading voice in demanding justice for those 2 men who died after being in police custody. Have we reached in India that George Floyd moment, do you think?
I hope so. I truly hope that we have reached that moment, because I think this kind of brutality is not possible without political patronage.
Exactly on that point, we had a recent report that suggests 1,700 people died in police custody in India in 2019. India's National Human Rights Commission says violence has become, quote, routine. Is it routine? Is it systematic? Does it go way beyond just rogue police officers?
Yes, it goes way beyond because of the patronage they're getting from the top. And if they wrap the knuckles in time, there won't be so many renegades